Hello, Mircea.
Hey, what's up, Brian?
Hey,
How you doing?
what's going on today?
Not much. Is this working? Can you hear me fine?
Oh yeah, I hear you great.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, same here. The connection is pretty good.
Cool, cool. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I get dropped calls on Skype, but the last couple times I had a great time.
All right, great.
Cool, cool,
Perfect.
cool. Uh, so you have a new CD coming out in the States, June 19th, Nemesis, on Nuclear Blast. Can you tell me anything about that? I know you did an interview and you mentioned you want to bring back the roots of the band and kind of accomplish that feel of the early albums. Do you feel that happened?
In some ways, yeah. In other ways, no. Well, basically, man, so much stuff has happened. I mean, this new CD is like, this new album is more like, it's comprised of basically having new members in the band, and that whole aspect has contributed to being able to create material that has this maybe sometime at times like this old school vibe to it, like back from the roots kind of thing. But at the same time, it's actually a step forward because it's not as technical as it used to be. It's more energetic, and at the same time, it's very much more melodic. I would say. Um, so yeah, something like that, something in between, like from the old albums and kind of like new elements. Yeah.
Very cool, very cool. I heard one track. I guess it's going to be the single "I've Been You," and it's
Yeah.
you know, I mean, it has the crunching sound, but it also has a lot of melodic tones to it. Is most of the album like that, or how's that go?
No, it's it's more like it's one of the most melodic songs from the album, and it's actually one of the simple songs from the album. It's I mean the record label chose the song because to me I was like I don't really well I do care, but it was obvious why they chose that song. They had because it's more like of a rock oriented. It's easier to swallow if you have to put it out there for the masses. But the rest of the album is a lot more. It's darker. It's more melancholic, and it's also melodic, but it's not as melodic as I've Been You, the single. I mean, if it was up to me, I would probably have put out. I would probably have chosen. The first song of the album, which is called Transcend, because it has a little bit of everything. It has like a lot of groove, some outtime signature, and a really great melodic chorus as well to it. So that song kind of like describes or yeah, it kind of describes the whole album more or less. But most of the songs are mid-tempo. We have like the fastest song we have on there is like track 3, I believe. It's called Valves. Oh no, that's track 2. I can't even remember now.
Yeah,
And
three is Junkies on the Storm.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's not representative for the whole album. The single "I've Been You," it's more like one of the softest songs from the album. And I guess it's probably chosen from a business perspective. When you have to market yourself, you have to try and reach out a large targeted group in the end. So I guess the label did what they have to do.
Cool, cool. Now, you're on Nuclear Blast, and you've been on there quite a long time. How do they treat their artists there?
Very good. I mean, we've been since day one, since they signed us in the beginning, they pushed the band so much, and I would be, eternally grateful for that, because they've put a lot of strength and energy and finances into the band. And that was at the very first beginning. But we've been trying and trying. We've been touring and touring, and at a point we just got so burned out. I mean, after the Metallica shows we did 2 or 3 years ago, we got really really burned out, and we just said we wanted to take a break. everybody started to have other priorities in their lives, and we kind of drifted apart, but the label has always been there, and they have always been supportive, and there wasn't at any point where they put pressure on us. I mean, we're good at putting pressure on ourselves, and we've done that for a long time, but all of a sudden we just stopped doing that. And coming back with all of the sudden coming back and telling them, hey, we have a new lineup and we want to do a new record, and we know this is our last album with you guys. And I was really afraid that we were almost to get dropped, but it was like on the contrary, they were really happy to release the album, and everything went really fine. And I have nothing but friends, especially at the American office, really, really good and hardworking people. So I have nothing but good things to tell about him. And Marcus Steiger, the owner of the label, is a really great guy, and he's like a super fan. He's the super geek, like myself, when it comes to metal and so on. So
cool. Can you tell me anything about the CD cover?
Yeah, it's a circuit board, and out of the circuit board, a newcomer, a baby is blossoming out of it with a third eye implanted in his forehead. And the artwork is done by a French guy called Metastasis or something like that. He's the same guy that did the last Morbid Angel album cover and some Black Dahlia Murder. I think he just did Paradise Lost right now, and did actually a lot of black metal covers as well. And usually I'm the guy who handles the artwork. And I've worked on the second album, I did all the artwork myself. On the Sons of the System, the last album, I did the artwork with the other guitar player. But this time around, we just wanted somebody to basically, I just wanted to be free from the other guys' opinions about it, because, once you're in a band, of course, people are going to listen to you, but they're also going to have arguments and so on. So I just wanted somebody outside of the band, because that's how it usually works sometimes. Somebody, I can tell the band, my opinion,
right, and
there's going to be critique, but if the same opinion comes from a manager or somebody else outside of the band, they'll go oh yeah, that's right. So this time around we chose this guy because he did some really, really great covers. And yeah, the whole concept development for the cover was, our new bass player, Simone, he actually mentioned this guy. He came up with the link for his website, and we looked at it, and it's basically me and Simone who came up with most of the ideas. To begin with, the whole thing blossoms from an image I saw on the internet of an old Leibach cover with the circuit board. And, we wanted to have something like that, but not something that would look, too much like Fear Factory's Digimortal, because they have a circuit board kind of thing with a man inside of it. And that old Leibach cover portrays it's pretty simple. It's got a circuit board, and in the middle their logo grows out. And I thought it was a really cool idea, and got inspired by that. And to relate it to the Greek mythology that relates to the name as well, we thought of using the head of Medusa and lots of other stuff. But this artist just came up with the cover, and all of a sudden it was just there, bam.
Cool.
So yeah, and I think it fits pretty well to the album title as well. So
cool. What's your feelings right now about the world we live in? The economy, what's going on, and things like that.
Oh man, that's a pretty big question. How I feel about it. Well, as far as the economy, it's, to put it roughly, it's very fucked all over the world. The rich become richer, the poor become poorer. It's the raw capitalism that we live from and live off. I think that especially here in Europe, it's I see it like a bar, on one hand, on one side you have like a bartender, and on the other side you have the customer. So on the bartender side, you have all these rich European countries that are pouring, money into the poor countries on the other side, and they're basically getting them drunk. And the poorer countries are not able to pay their debts back.
Right.
So a good bartender would be like, all right, I'll stop pouring the drink because I see you're totally wasted, and you can't even pay your bill. So I'll just call a cab for you, But they're not doing that here in Europe. They keep lending them money, and that means the deficit is growing as well. And you get people that have to live off of the lowest incomes, and there are no jobs. People start to protest against the reforms. The taxes grow. So it's like, on what side of the line would you're lucky to be on? It's so hard to cross that border to get a job and to be fully functioning economically speaking. And again, there's a lot of fucked up things happening in America as well.
Big time.
So, the reason that, for instance, America are in Afghanistan is because of the opium production, in my opinion. You use opium in the medicinal industry, and America has, for instance, the pharmaceutical industry is very, very big in America. In America, you have to, work your ass off, work those 60 hours per week, get totally exhausted, go get some fast food, which is really fast food and it's really unhealthy. Then you get cancer, and then you need to have your meds, and it's a vicious circle, and they're investing too much in the military. They've made all these wars, and it's because of the gas, the petroleum that they need in order to make the country function. Even back in the 30s, where General Motors, they cut down all the orange groves in California to start manufacturing cars and start building roads and so on. It's a fucked up world we live in.
So you know America pretty good.
Yeah. Well, I used to live there. I lived in California for over a year. I used to work for Central Media and Nuclear Blast as well. So.
Very cool. Very cool. Is there a chance you coming to the United States for a tour?
We've actually been planning to come in September, but now it looks like these plans have changed. So I'm not really sure. I can't really say anything about it at the moment. We really, really want to come back because we really need to tour a lot more. But the right offer needs to be there, and we need to be part of a bigger package as well, because I'm not sure how good we'll do if we'll just go out and headline. Because I don't think that's even possible at the moment. We've been away from the road for a very long time. So I hope, if not this year, the next year, it's definitely going to happen. So.
Cool. Now, will there be any new videos coming out or anything like that, or any endorsements coming up?
Yeah, a new video. I just spoke with Patrick, the guy that usually does our videos, same guy that worked for In Flames and Demo Borgir and so on. And he was really, really interested, and he was really psyched to do a video for the single. So it looks like we're gonna be working with him. And also I'll be producing another video. But this is something that's going to happen later this year, and it's going to be in collaboration with a guy called Jacob Prenzlau. He's the same guy who's been doing videos for Volbeat. So there's actually a lot of things in the planning right now. So.
Very cool. Is there any guitar player, a new guy coming up in the ranks that you admire?
Not really.
Cool. How about your favorite guitarist?
I don't really have one. I used to have Frederick Thorndale from Meshuggah. He used to be he's still my favorite guitar player, but I'm not that big of a nerd. It used to be, when I discovered Meshuggah back with the non-EP and the Destroy, Race, and Prove album, I started to, investigate like his gear setup, the way he was playing, and I got really, really inspired by his ideas, the way he was playing. You know, because usually I'm not that big into guitar playing. I mean, as far as, you know, solos and that kind of stuff. To me, solos are just a million tones coming out of the guitar really fast.
Right.
But, you know, you need to be you need to have some sort of a niche, like Dimebag had, you know.
Right.
It was like his signature. You could hear it was him playing, and he played like this bluesy. He had this bluesy feel to his guitar playing. And, you know, Fred Ray Thorndale has this, you know, really, really, really tight form of playing. But nowadays it's really hard because you have all these kids that are sitting at home, they're rehearsing 24/7. Everybody's getting better and better at, you know, the playing techniques, but in the end you kind of lose the real essence of playing. And that's, you know, when creating music, you have to come up with something original. And I nowadays I don't think there are so many original guitar players. You know, I think there are many carbon copies
True.
out there. So
Cool. So what are your hopes for this album? What do you hope to accomplish?
well, I think I've accomplished already what I've hoped for, and that's, you know, personal satisfaction that I was able to create with a new lineup and actually put an album out. So, you know, first thing is added to the bucket list. Second of all, I would just like to tour a lot more. I hope to accomplish a lot more touring. You know, it has to make sense. It has to be in the right markets with the right bands and so on. You know, I'm hoping to go new places that I haven't seen. I hope to meet new people, and I hope to see my friends again in America. Especially, you know, I hope to accomplish a tour in America as well. So, yeah, I hope for the best, you know.
Great. Well, Mircea from Mnemic,
Yeah.
thanks very much. I appreciate your talking. Would you like to say anything to your friends and fans out there?
Well, I would like all of them to know that we would really love for them if they could check out our new album and like our Facebook page and come up to the shows whenever we will be playing. And I hope it's going to be very soon in America. And yeah, support your local death metal machine.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Brian. You have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye.